Hi, welcome to my craft room. We're continuing on with our little snowman that we watercolored in the last video. This is from the set Snow Much Fun, just adorable. I wanted to stay with a bold, bright color, so I went with the Big Top Birthday. I want to show you how I cut that. I've already taken 2 inches off of the bottom portion of this where there are no banners. And then I have cut this so that it is 4 7/8, and then I cut it 4 1/2. So you can get 4 cards out of this one sheet of paper and your decorative element. This particular Big's die was the very first one that I purchased, and I just love it. It has 4 different trims on it, and today we're going to work with our large zigzag, which you can see is the opposite side of our yellow. So we're going to be using that. It doesn't come with these little strips of paper. I took my Dotto, which is a removable adhesive, and just took these little strips of paper and put in between the different trims so that it's so easy to just go in there and measure. That's 2 inches. This is 1 1/4 inch, so that you can cut your strips of paper with ease. Take your designer paper, and I have already cut a strip of the scallop from our Tasteful trim. Place it on my left side, adhered it to that, and you want to butt up this left side right where these indentations are, and then of course you'll just trim this off. If you've never worked with the stamp-a-ma-jig, I want to tell you a little bit about it. These are the 2 pieces that you receive, and this arm is a T-square. It has a non-skid base to it, which is really handy. There's 2 sides to this sheet. There's the smooth side, which is for your dye and permanent inks. The opposite side has a tooth to it for your pigment inks. When you're using this, you simply butt that right up to the side of this arm and all the way to the top. That's crucial. And because of that no skid base, the nice part of it is it stays in place. Now I'm going to ink up my stamp with my StazOn. Slide it from the top down and press. I have put my large zigzag into position, and I want this snowman to be in one of my dips, but I cannot adhere this onto there yet because that would show through. So now I'm going to remove this. Now hold on to my sheet, slide my arm into the imaging sheet, remove that, re-ink my stamp. Once again, slide it down onto your paper. You can move that T-arm now, T-square, and remove. And there you are, exactly where you want it. Now we're going to just reposition this. When I saw this little snowball, the first thing I thought of, that has to have movement to it. So let me put this going downhill. Now this is something you could not eye up without having a stamp-a-ma-jig. Put your arm so that it hooks right up to that imaging sheet. Remove that. Re-ink. Got this all adhered on with the multi-purpose glue. I'm going to cut this off just a little bit beyond because I'm going to be going over another piece of designer paper. I just wanted to remind you about this imaging sheet that you can stamp into all 4 corners for your convenience. So once you've stamped it in one position and you want to use another image, it's right there on there ready to be used. Be sure and use your StazOn cleaner right away when you're working with your StazOn inks, because this will adhere into this plastic and it's really hard to remove. Your other inks aren't quite as crucial. Okay, I've already put some of my tub and tile kitchen and bathroom sealant on the back of my snowball and 2 of my little birds, but I want to show you how easy this bird is to work with. Even though this looks so tiny, I want you to see how easy it is to curl. Because this is done with watercolor paper, it bends very, very easily, but that's it. See how that has curved around? And I want to make sure I tell you also, you want to go first of all around the beak with the So Saffron, and then go around the whole portion of the bird with the Poppy Parade where you've trimmed it out. And with the snowman, use the Marina Mist except for the nose, and that I used the Peach Parfait. So you don't want that white showing. I've put a little bit of this sealant onto just an old piece of plastic, and you want to pick up a little bit with the tip of your paper piercer, and you've got like a little cup in there, and just fill that cup. And that's all there is to it. That's it. Now let's do our snowman. And I like to put the cap back on to curl my snowman. So curve that into that, and it really bends quite easy. Do the scarf, do the hat, and I like to also bend the hat the opposite direction. And if you want to do the nose, all you have to do is take the tip off of that and just kind of pinch that around it ever so slightly. And if you can see, that looks like it's a little ditch in there, so you've got it all ready to put your sealant. And then what I'll do is, for my small little places like my carrot nose and my scarf, I'll use my paper piercing tool to put some of it onto there. That's just about the way you want it to look. That's all filled in with the poly sealant. And this will take 2 or 3 hours to dry. And you want to put that right back over that outline of where you stamped. Just line that right back up. Pretty easy to do with this image. There's not a lot to it. And there we go. I wanted to carry through with the turquoise theme I have going here, so I cut a square 5x5 of the Tempting Turquoise. I have put that through the Snowburst embossing folder, and that's in our holiday mini catalog. That's going to be ending January 3rd, so you want to take advantage of that. You need to move on it. I did about an inch and a quarter here, and now I'm going to take my Tempting Turquoise ink and sponge my edges, and then I will adhere this onto this with my multi-purpose glue, and I will trim this off so that it's even with this. I have adhered this onto a card base of 10.5 by 5 1/4. And the final touch here is I want to add just a titch of glitter. Snowmen always need glitter. So I'm using the Dazzling Diamonds, of course. And I want you to have this card. This is a card that I think some of you would really enjoy receiving. So everyone who places an order with me through the end of January will receive this card as a special thank you. I send cards to everyone who orders from me, but this is going to be a little bit more special. And I've also adorned the inside of this. The link just below this video will take you right to my web page, and there you'll find all the materials for this card. And at the top right corner, you'll see Shop Now. Go there, let me send you this card. Thank you so much. Hope you've gotten some tips out of this, and I'll see you next time.